YouTube, welcome to Outdoor Conquest. My name is Nehemiah, and today we're going to go through my process of making a medium action spinning rod. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, leave a comment below. Enjoy. Alright, so the things we have today is we have our handle, our foregrip, our reel seat, our line guides, our tip top, and our sandpaper, and the rod blanket itself, and the drill, and the bits that go along with that drill to drill in the hole big enough for the rod to fit. Alright, right now what I'm doing is I am measuring out how long the handle is going to be so that way I can mark it, and this is how far the reel seat, the handle, and the foregrip will be. I'm currently sanding down the rod. This helps with binding the adhesive to the actual handle, and I've noticed a big difference in that. Then I labeled where the spine is and the guides will be, and this is where I will put the line guides. All right, now I am drilling a hole into the handle to make it bigger so that way it fits the rod blank itself. And you will have to adjust the size of the hole depending on the rod size you have. The next thing I do is I mix 1 part to 1 part of this adhesive, and this adhesive will help keep the handle glued to the rod blank itself. So right now I'm about to add the butt cap to the handle. It's a pretty simple process. It fits kind of like a Lego, and I'm going to try to get as much of that glue off. Don't want to leave an excess amount of glue on there. We want to make it look pretty. Alright, the next thing we'll do is we're going to add our reel seat soon, so we're going to tape off a good amount of tape so that way the reel seat has something to stick to once we add adhesive to it, just like we did with the handle. And I have to use a good amount of tape just to keep it flush, so that way the reel seat has something to bind to. And now I'm adding that adhesive, and shortly I will be adding the reel seat itself. This is where the actual reel will sit on a fishing rod. All right, moving on to the foregrip, same thing. We're gonna drill a hole in, make sure that it fits, and then slide it on the rod. And here is the finished rod, reel seat, and foregrip. All right, now to the fun part, adding some color, right? So I'm using purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors to use, and one of my family members that got me into fishing like purple, so I'm making another purple rod. This is the most tedious part of making a rod, just because you have to use a good amount of thread depending on what pattern you're doing. Right now I'm measuring to make sure that the desired length that I have is consistent with the next 3. But I do end up changing the pattern just because I did do a thick line and then 3 thinner lines, just to try something new. And I think the process took me at least 2 to 3 hours of adding thread. So I'm moving along. I already did 2 thin lines and I'm working on my last one. And yeah, it's coming out good. I enjoyed this. All right, speeding things up. Now we are adding the line guides, and we're adding thread to those line guides, which are going to secure the actual line guides to the actual rod. You can actually see the fishing rod coming together right now. So we added all the line guides all the way down. There are 8 line guides on this rod, and each one took a good amount of time. Now I'm adding epoxy to seal the line guides and the thread together, and this will be pretty much the finishing touches on it outside of letting it dry. I have it on a rotating motor so it can dry evenly. All right, the last thing I did was add some wood sealer to make the cork handle waterproof. And other than that, here is the finished product. Came out pretty good. All the way down, got black, purple, and cork handle. So thank you for watching the video. Have a good day. Remember to like and subscribe. God is good.